Have you ever wondered what the altar of burnt offering in Exodus chapter 38 really symbolized? Let's delve into the first 7 verses that describe its construction in detail. The materials chosen for this sacred structure, bronze and acacia wood, were not picked randomly. Bronze, known for its strength and endurance, represents resilience and the ability to withstand trials. On the other hand, acacia wood, renowned for its durability and resistance to decay, symbolizes eternal life and incorruptibility. These materials intertwine to form a robust platform for the Israelites' worship. The altar's purpose goes beyond mere ritual. It was a place of atonement where the Israelites sought forgiveness and reconciliation with God. Through the act of burning offerings, they expressed their remorse for sins, their gratitude for blessings, and their commitment to follow God's commandments. The altar of burnt offering was a powerful symbol of sacrifice and atonement, a crucial piece in the Israelites' spiritual journey. Moving on, we encounter an intriguing artifact, the Bronze Basin, but what was its purpose? This question draws us into the 8th verse of Exodus chapter 38, a passage that introduces the Bronze Basin. Its primary function was for the priest's ceremonial washing, an act of cleansing before they entered the tabernacle or approached the altar. This was not merely a physical act, but a profound spiritual ritual symbolizing the purification of the heart and soul. What adds a unique layer to this artifact is that it was crafted from the mirrors of serving women who ministered at the entrance of the tent of meeting. This detail adds a multi-dimensional perspective to the basin. It was not just a vessel for purification, but also a reflective surface, reminding the priests to examine their inner selves, their intentions, and their commitment to the divine service. The Bronze Basin served as a constant reminder of the need for spiritual cleanliness and reflection. Now let's turn our attention to the final piece of the sanctuary, the court of the tabernacle. The court of the tabernacle, as described in verses 9 through 20, presents us with a meticulously designed sacred space. This court was the outermost part of the sanctuary, an inclusive area where all Israelites could gather. The layout of the court of the tabernacle was carefully planned. It was rectangular in shape, measuring 100 cubits in length and 50 cubits wide, with a height of 5 cubits. To put it into perspective, a cubit is roughly the length from the elbow to the tip of the middle finger, so this court was quite substantial in size. Now, let's talk about the materials used in its construction. The court was enclosed by curtains of finely twisted linen. Linen, known for its purity, was a fitting choice for a place dedicated to the worship of God. The curtains' bases were made of bronze, while the hooks and bands were of silver, further emphasizing the sacredness of this place. These curtains were held up by 20 pillars on the south and north sides and 10 pillars on the west and east sides. Each of these pillars was set in a bronze base and topped with a silver cap, creating a magnificent sight to behold. The entrance to this court was on the east side, marked by a beautifully embroidered curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen. This curtain, 20 cubits wide, was held up by 4 pillars, each with their own bases, hooks, and bands. The court of the tabernacle served a significant purpose. It was more than just an open space within the sanctuary. It was a place for the community to gather, a place where everyone could come together in worship. Here they could feel closer to their God, experiencing His presence in a tangible way. The court of the tabernacle was the welcoming entrance into the presence of God, a space for community and worship. Let's take a moment to reflect on the key points of Exodus chapter 38. This chapter opens with the construction of the altar of burnt offering, a place where the Israelites offered sacrifices to God, symbolizing their devotion and subservience. Next, we learn about the Bronze Basin, a vessel for ceremonial cleansing, underscoring the importance of purity in their worship. And finally, we delve into the court of the tabernacle, a sacred space that housed these holy objects and served as the epicenter of their religious community. These 3 elements, each with their unique purpose, together formed an integral part of the Israelites' worship. They are not mere historical artifacts, but carry deep symbolic meanings, reflecting the Israelites' faith, their acts of sacrifice, and the sense of community they cultivated around their worship. Exodus chapter 38 invites us to consider these ancient artifacts not just as historical curiosities, but as profound symbols of faith, sacrifice, and community.